Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Miami Heat fans will love Jimmy Butler's latest comments about extension. There has been a lot of talk about Miami Heat's roster and the franchise's lack of activity heading into the 2024-25 season. The team went through a tough time the previous season after reaching the playoffs, largely due to Jimmy Butler's injury. A couple of preseason matches have been played already, with a loss of 111-108 against the Charlotte Hornets and a 101-99 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. The Heat have not had an eventful offseason, with the only noteworthy addition being that of Alec Burks on a one-year deal. Whether it will be a successful addition or not remains to be seen. Another topic of heavy discussion has been the future of Butler. There are question marks about handing Butler an extension at the age of 35. It is believed that Butler wanted a max extension this offseason, but the Heat were not keen to offer him one before the 2024-25 season. It is likely that they are waiting to see how he performs this season before deciding on his future. Butler, on the other hand, seems ready to choose winning over money. According to Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald, he said, "If we're being brutally honest, no matter what, nothing I do now is going to get me paid any more money. Even though I don't care about the money. All NBA, none of that is going to matter. I'm at a point right now that I got more than enough money. I'm just here to win." It is rare for professional athletes to admit that they have more than enough money and risk losing negotiating power. But it is clear from Butler's words that he is aiming for the championship, having taken the Heat to 2 NBA Finals without winning the ring. Butler's words will be music to the ears of Heat fans, who have been waiting for a championship since the end of the LeBron James era in South Beach over a decade ago. 3 Heat takeaways from preseason close win versus Spurs. After the Miami Heat won the home preseason opener last Sunday, they win 2 straight Tuesday night, beating the San Antonio Spurs 120-117. The Heat are on the quest to compete against a tough East as they look to prepare their players during the preseason before the games get meaningful later in the month. Here are 3 takeaways from the Heat's win. One of the biggest aspects for the Heat this season is the projected starting 5 of Terry Rozier, Tyler Herro, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Jovic, and Bam Adebayo. In Sunday's preseason home opener win against the New Orleans Pelicans, they started slow due to the 5 having never played with each other in a game, but ended on a good note, giving a taste of what could be. Tuesday night saw the Heat's starting 5 have success in a lot more areas compared to their last outing, as they flowed much better in transition, got the exact shots they wanted, and capitalize on the opportunities. There is no doubt that it will be a work in progress since it's their second game together, but it's hopefully a good sign of things to come for the regular season. To start the game, they weren't making all of the shots that were open to them, as they made 7 of their 17 attempts from the field and 3 of 10 from deep. Still, they were finding their spots and getting the looks they want, while the Spurs had to work for their buckets as Miami played stifling defense. When they got out of the first quarter, each had a +4, which improved to a +6 by the end of the first half, where they played even smoother, looking like a cohesive unit instead of a lineup with a mishmash of talent. The starting 5 would even come back out for the second half, which didn't happen in the last game, as Spoelstra wants as much time with this lineup as possible. It does make sense, as the Heat have the back end of the back-to-back the next day, which is likely to not see any of the starters play, and if they do, it would be a brief appearance. Playing crucial stars on a back-to-back in the preseason wouldn't be the ideal move, as the Heat are preparing for a fully healthy lineup this season, which has been a well-documented issue the past few years. What is the projected starting 5 is still a work in progress, as they did end their time in the game on a middling note, as the team had their worst period up until that point in the third, where they scored 22 points while San Antonio had their best at 33. At any rate, Adebayo led the 5 with 20, Herro with 14, Butler with 12, Jovic with 7, and Rozier with 5. The next time fans could see them is the game after Wednesday, which is on Friday against the Memphis Grizzlies on the road. Storied NBA franchise could lose $146 million superstar this 2024-25 season. It has seemed like an eternity since Jimmy Butler first joined the Miami Heat and helped the team become competitive again. The thing is, there's a real danger for the NBA All-Star wing to leave the franchise this 2024-25 season. As the All-Star embarks on his 6th season with the Heat, his focus is unwavering. He aims to win above all else. During a recent media session, Butler candidly expressed that financial incentives and individual accolades no longer drive him. Having accumulated significant wealth and numerous awards throughout his career, including All-Star selections and a Most Improved Player title, Butler emphasized that his priority is to secure an NBA championship, a goal that has eluded him thus far. Despite the Heat's past successes, including deep playoff runs, Butler has yet to claim a title. Rumors suggest tensions between him and the team's front office regarding contract extensions, adding uncertainty to his future with the franchise. Nevertheless, Butler's commitment to winning remains resolute. As the Heat prepare for the upcoming season, Butler's motivation sets a tone of urgency and ambition. His focus on winning could be the driving force that propels Miami to new heights, making this season one to watch closely as he seeks to finally earn that elusive championship ring. With his contract set to end soon, there's a good chance Butler will find himself playing for another team this season. This is detailed more in an NBA analysis done by Bleacher Report's Grant Hughes. Even if we ignore the specifics, zooming out reveals a lot of elements that portend a possible trade request. Butler is a 35-year-old star who wants one more long-term contract from his current team and doesn't appear likely to get it. When that happens, players in his position often try to find a team that will pony up. Add that to the particulars in this case, and it's even easier to imagine Butler, who has made some ugly exits from teams in the past, putting the Heat to a decision. Last spring, Pat Riley publicly chastised Butler for talking a little too much about teams he wasn't on the floor to face in the playoffs and called him out for his consistent lack of availability. That kind of challenge doesn't often sit well with stars, and Butler's prickly reputation stands out even among that class of players. Butler recently addressed questions about his contract extension with the Miami Heat, expressing a candid perspective on the matter. He emphasized that while he values his time with the team, his primary focus remains on winning a championship rather than financial considerations. The All-Star wing acknowledged the uncertainty surrounding his future but reiterated his commitment to the Heat. As the season approaches, his determination to secure a title could significantly impact the team's performance. Ultimately, Butler's priorities reflect a deep desire to leave a lasting legacy in Miami. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.